11:30 in the morning, and here I am for day 3, and this is not how I planned it today, because I thought about something I'll talk about another time now, but we just had the most wonderful experience. I just want to share it, so I thought I'd give it a go doing this on a live video. So we went over to visit my sister-in-law this morning, who's just moved into a new house, and it's lovely, and we sat in the garden and for the first time enjoying the fact that it's sunny and it's May and it should be sunny and it wasn't raining, and if other people are living around the world then you might have better weather, but in England it's never predictable. So we've not had a great May, but we were sat out in the garden and just enjoying a cup of tea out there when all of a sudden we heard a noise from next door, in the next door garden, and the sound of what sounded like an older man shouting out for help. And so my sister-in-law said, "Oh, it sounds like the neighbour," and he's 101, and it sounded very much like he'd fallen. So we went over and couldn't get in through the side gate because it was locked, and we could still hear him calling for help. So we knocked on his front door when apparently his wife is 96, and she came and opened the door and was a bit confused about it. We explained that we'd heard him shouting in the garden, and so we wanted to just check that he was all right. So we went in. She let us in and let us into the garden, and we went to see him, and fortunately it seems like he was fine. He was laid on his back on the ground and couldn't get up, but he didn't have any pain anywhere, and he was moving his limbs about, and he wanted to get himself up, so we just helped him to move a little bit so that he could get onto his hands and knees and get himself up. But what was just the most wonderful experience was he was so happy and positive and chipper, and he's 101, and he was so with it and on the ball and so quick-witted, and it just struck me how I want to live to be at least 105, but I want it to be full of life and happiness and positivity, and to be like him. And we've seen examples of that over this last year in COVID. Those of you in England and perhaps around the world, I don't know if the message has spread further, but there's a man in England who was 99 called Captain Tom, and he decided to raise money for the NHS, that's the National Health Service here, decided to raise money for them by walking around his garden 100 times, and he wanted to just raise about £1,000. And so he did this, and it just managed to capture people's interest. And the news spread on stories that here he was with a Zimmer frame, wanted to walk around his garden to do something for other people, even though he was 99 himself. And so he walked around his garden, and he did this, and it spread virally, this message that he was doing this, and it caught all the news channels, and he ended up raising £32 million for the NHS charities, which is just incredible, and just shows you that you're never ever too old to start something or do something. So it's a message to me as well that sometimes I think, well, this sort of YouTubing, Instagramming, Facebook living thing is really for people who are a lot younger, but it's never too old to start things. It's never too old to start on a new adventure. If you've got something that you want to do, or that you feel motivated to do, or challenged to do, or led to do, then do it. Don't let time go by without achieving what you want to achieve in your life. So that's my little message for today. Not what I thought it was going to be, but I just felt that it was just such a lovely story, and I feel so inspired by meeting this man who's called Dick, and just inspired by him and his message today, that whatever happens in life, he fell flat on his back today, whatever happens in life, just be cheerful about it, get on, get up, dust yourself off, and keep going and keep smiling. Have a great day. Now I've got to work out how to turn this off. Hang on.